So training camp is back for the Indiana Fever, and this is one of the videos, another one of the videos that we're going to be doing breaking it down. We're going to be breaking down the offense of the Indiana Fever, and we're going to be breaking down two very different clips. We're going to be breaking down the bench squad doing what they were doing in the half court. So the bench squad came out, and what they did was, like, you can kind of see what type of an offense that they're running, and it's going to be an interesting one as well. And you also saw how they play out of transition. Last year, if nothing was on transition, they slowed it down. This year, they've got actual actions that they're running out of transition. And it's very clear that the players kind of know what they're meant to be doing. Like, yeah, training camp officially started today, but it's very clear these players have been doing some form of a training camp for quite a while. So, we're going to be looking at this clip right here. We're going to be looking at this clip right here. And we're going to be talking about the defense in a different video. We're going to be, and this is from Chloe Peterson, obviously she got the footage, and all of the other stuff looking at it is from the L's Correlation Twitter account, which is the likes of Correlation, the likes of Clarkseas, and the likes of Ken Swift are like aggregates for everything, like if you guys are interested in Caitlin Clark and Fever stuff. So we're going to watch this clip right here in its full, and I'm going to break down what the Fever are doing. So you can see what they're trying to run when they slow down and set it up with the bench lineup, and you can also see what they're running, breaking out of transition with the starters. So you can see the ball goes straight to the wing. The ball goes through the high post, screen down action. Jaylen Brown stays on that side of the floor into an open shot from Damaris Dantas. So let's break down the half court. So what I'm guessing is, so you can see how this starts off. And this is a really nice, this is one thing I really, really like. I really like offenses initiating from the wings because for me, I don't like, a lot of the time, unless you're running like the high pick and roll straight away, a point guard dribbling the ball down the middle of the floor, it has no benefit in the sport of basketball. And it's like, it's something that was taught from 70 years ago that kind of just hangs on. And like, again, if you want to run a heliocentric offense, cool. But if you want to run any sort of emotion offense, it's always better to just toss forward. Especially if you've got multiple playmakers who you can initiate. So as you can see, if you're a point guard, if you just start sprinting to the wing, it can become extremely effective. So as you see here, launching straight to Sydney Colson on the wing. So Damaris Dantas is trading the play. So you can see the pass comes in there. But with Damaris Dantas running through, you can see she's probably looking to trail into a pick and roll. So what my guess is going to happen is that if this pass happens, so you can see Michaela Timpson kind of staying low here because the ball's in the high post, so she can stay low in a 4-out-1-in offense. And you can see Jaylen Brown making a decision right here. So my guess is that Jaylen Brown has a choice. She can either cut through straight away off a backdoor cut and allow Lexi Hull to come into a high pick and roll, or she can set the pin, or she can set the curl screen. As you can see, Damaris Dantas is coming for the pitch there into the pick and roll there. And Lexi Hull refusing the pick and roll means that she can pop into a not great shot. Like, it's not like they execute the offense well, but you can see what they're trying to do. And again, this is very similar. Like, if you watch 90%, if you watch Kelsey Mitchell, if you're a women's basketball fan, you want to watch these players. If you watch Kelsey Mitchell's team when they played in China, the way that they kind of run their offense, the offense is kind of run through the high post. So an ideal action here is either if Jaylen Brown cutting the entire way through and Lexi Hull rising, coming off the pick and roll. But the problem, like, the offense broke down when, in fairness, the defense made a really good switch, and Lexi Hull, for no reason, refuses the screen and picks up her dribble once and hits a non-open Damaris Dantas. Like, I wouldn't have minded, like, had Lexi Hull managed to get to this position right here, force kind of the defense to drop, force the Leah Boston to drop a bit, she could have pitched it to Damaris Dantas in a more open position. But because Jaylen Brown didn't clear out, like, if you're looking at the way the offense is right now, so Michaela Timpson is on this side of the floor. Ideally in this scenario as well, Michaela Timpson is probably in this, where my cursor is right now. She's probably moved into this range right here, but a lot of rookies, a lot of young players, especially if it's their first time playing the emotion offense in that 4-5 position, which are probably the two most important positions in this offense, it can be kind of there's a bit of a learning curve. There's a lot of where you drift is important in this. So the offense broke down because of Jaylen Brown. The reason why this offense broke down is that Jaylen Brown stood here. So there is absolutely any advantage that's coming out of pick and roll is lost because Lexi Hull has no ability to Lexi Hull has absolutely no ability to refuse the screen. Because the Caitlin Clark help is there, it allows Kelsey Mitchell to play up, so that when Lexi Hull, so play up, which means Lexi Hull can't really use the screen. So when Lexi Hull refuses the screen, they go into they don't fully trap, but Kelsey Mitchell is in that position where she can overplay Lexi Hull to not allow her dribble back, force this pass, and because Jaylen Brown's there is a help side defender there. If Jaylen Brown had a cut through, either early before she set the pin down for Hull, or immediately curled off the cut, it would have been open. But obviously, we're just looking at one offense right here. It's not the success or the failure of an offense that we have to look at. It's what they're running. It's what type of actions they're running. It's how replicable this can be, how difficult this can be to guard. And if you're running with a team of high IQ players with high IQ bigs, it can be really tough to guard this type of motion offense. Again, it broke down. Jaylen Brown is the reason why this play broke down. Like, all Jaylen Brown had, if Jaylen Brown cuts all the way through to the far wing here off this screen. So if Jaylen Brown, instead of stopping and going to the corner, runs all the way through, either Caitlin Clark has to overhelp, especially it means Kelsey Mitchell, if she overplays a screen like that, which Kelsey Mitchell tends to do, you can see the hedge and recover there from Aaliyah Boston. It means that in this scenario right here, instead of picking up her dribble, if Jaylen Brown's gone, a hesitation allows her to go clean through, which forces Natasha Howard to step up. And if Michaela Timpson is in the range of here instead of here, it'll force Natasha Howard to come off her and an easy dump down for a score. But again, this is day one of training camp. So we can talk about the success and failures of this offense, which we're doing right here. But we just got to break down what they're trying to run. It's more important what they're trying to run, what the options are of these plays. And let's be real, like, I'm not going to get too bogged down. The player who's not going to make the roster screwing up. So, and if this is intentional, that Jaylen Brown stays on this side of the floor, then yeah, I just don't know. Because in this scenario, Michaela Timpson should be getting ready to rise. Especially if they were running a pick and roll, Michaela Timpson should be getting ready to rise up here. Like, this can't be intentional what they're doing in the offense. But let's take a look at the transition offense right here. So they go get a rebound from DeWanna Bonner, hits Caitlin, pushes the floor, gets it into Aaliyah Boston. Probably should have taken the layup. One extra pass to Caitlin into Natasha Howard. Good screen by Caitlin. Kelsey Mitchell draws in the middle. Players coming through. Nothing's really on. Get it into Natasha Howard late in an offense. Perfect. So let's look at all the individual actions here. So, DeWanna Bonner comes down with the rebound. She's immediately pushing the floor. And DeWanna Bonner is huge. Oh my God. And that's one of the things, like, if you have got a player like DeWanna Bonner who can come and claim a rebound like that, with that much off the ground, and push the floor, immediately playing with her head up. So Caitlin gets the ball on the wing, pushes the floor, finds Aaliyah Boston. Really good seal by Aaliyah Boston. Fantastic seal by Aaliyah Boston here. So, like, if you're a Fever fan, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see how fast Aaliyah Boston is getting up the floor. And not only that, she sees Damaris Dantas she's in an advantageous position over Damaris Dantas, which she's going to be over a lot of WNBA centers. Not that she's quicker, but a lot of centers, they don't run to the basket. They will allow themselves to get sealed. She managed to make the seal. Obviously, Caitlin Clark immediately throws a perfect pass to her. Ideally, she comes up and goes up with that straight away. Good defense by Michaela Timpson, but a positive as well. She doesn't. She managed to take the dribble. She sees a Kelsey Mitchell who is not standing still. So DeWanna Bonner is there. DeWanna Bonner is relocating. If you want to look at DeWanna Bonner, look at what every individual player does in this possession. And so Natasha Howard is still running the floor. Kelsey Mitchell relocates, swings quick to Caitlin Clark, immediately into the post, and unlike last year where it's okay, let's stand once there's a post touch, Alyssa Smith or Aaliyah Boston, we're going to stand and watch. Immediately, Caitlin Clark relocates, sets an off-ball screen for Kelsey Mitchell to find Kelsey Mitchell open. Opens up straight away. Kelsey Mitchell gets... Damaris Dantas does actually a pretty good job here, stopping Kelsey Mitchell baseline. Spins, keeps the dribble alive. Ideally, in this scenario, you would rather her kick out here because Caitlin's got a little bit of separation, but at the end of the day, not a bad decision here. So she attacks through the middle. Unlike last year, she's not looking solely at the basket. She kicks to Breanna Bonner, who sees the mismatch. As you can see, Breanna Bonner's calling the mismatch. So there's 5 seconds to go. Breanna Bonner slows it down, takes her time, allows Natasha Howard to get her position. Natasha Howard, because of her size difference, on the jab step, Lexi has to step back, pulls right into the mid-range shot and hits it. And that's exactly what we want to see. All 5 players touching the ball, all 5 players moving, and out of transition. And these are all reads. Like, this is not an offense. This was not an offense right here. This is literally just boom, 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 boom. Players moving, ball movement, player movement. And Aaliyah Boston staying on the perimeter is an interesting one. So I think there's going to be a lot of Aaliyah Boston, maybe perimeter. It looks like whether it be in transition or whether it be in general, the offense a lot for it went in. The offense is going to be a lot for it went in. And then, as you can see, when Natasha Howard, and this is another really big thing, and it's not just about their individual offense, it's principles. So you can see with Aaliyah Boston, she's on the perimeter when Natasha Howard is inside. When Natasha Howard is getting the ball out of the high post, which isn't really inside, Aaliyah Boston starts drifting in as well. So Aaliyah Boston, as Natasha Howard gets the ball there, because the high post isn't an in, that's an out. So her coming in for that rebound or to play in the post. And also, if you guys don't know as well, Aaliyah Boston has post position on Michaela Simpson. If Natasha Howard misses right, that ball lands in Aaliyah Boston's hands. So you're looking at what could be an extreme offensive machine in this Fever team. Like, especially with how they spread the floor, the personnel they have. The only worry is how it's going to function when their bench is on the floor. Not without Caitlin. The positive with this type of offense is it relies on reads being made, and it doesn't rely on players making the killer pass, because they've got more players that can finish a play than just Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin. So, yeah, it does. It just looks so much smoother. It looks so much smoother. And in the full court, we've obviously seen, if you guys have not seen the footage of, Caitlin Clark just hitting the 3. So, if you have not seen the footage here, obviously other players are in. So, the ball's stolen. Caitlin Clark immediately gets the ball. Nobody is guarding her at all. Straight up into the 3. Boom. Like, it's late in practice. There's a few seconds to go. Everyone's tired. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And obviously, look, you guys might be thinking I'm reading too much into all of these things. But looking at every stupid detail of basketball is my, not my job, but it's my favorite part of the job. Actually, breaking down what teams are running, what type of defenses can guard them, what type of matchups they need to stop, and what type of matchups teams need to use. And honestly, with the way the Fever are playing right now, I'm gonna say it. I think, I'm being serious here, I think the only team really, or the only way you can stop the Fever is if you can guard all 5 players. And I don't know if that team exists. I don't know if there is a team in the WNBA that can guard this current version of the Fever, especially if they play with a motion offense. Again, Caitlin Clark's points might take a hit. No one should care. No one should care for points, rebounds, and assists make a hit. The Fever running like a well-oiled machine is going to get Caitlin more open shots. So her stats might be out, which the efficiency is going to go way, way up. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.